Good afternoon, Melissa, Dave Reeser.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Great. How about you?
Doing well, thank you.
That's good.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi there.
Jim,
Dave,
they're doing a nice job with the playground. We're over there pushing leaves all the time.
do you miss cleaning up the leaves out of your yard?
Not 1 second. I enjoy watching somebody else do it.
I was going to say we have some part-time openings.
Well, I'll tell Barbara, maybe she's interested.
Well, I snuck on.
Yep.
Okay.
Tom,
Yo,
I could get cut off. Well, I will get cut off here for a couple minutes. They're moving the modem up here to another spot.
okay.
Jeez. So if I suddenly disappear, that's the reason. So,
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
all right. So,
No convenient time to do that kind of stuff, is there?
well, I know. Well, see, normally I guess they, and I, honestly, I didn't say, oh, I'll be in here today doing this. So, and I didn't. So anyway, so I can drop off any second. So
Okay.
hopefully not, but. And I asked the guy, he said, well, it'll take 10 minutes or so. Well, okay. Anyway.
In a perfect world.
Oh, anyhow. I guess are we at 3?
2 minutes.
Yep. 2 minutes. Are we missing it? I know Steve said he couldn't make it.
Yeah, I saw his email.
Yeah, and I don't know who else.
John sent me an email that he probably wasn't going to be able to make it. Woodward.
Who
John
else?
Woodward.
Oh, okay. We're not doing good here.
No,
Good
we're not.
afternoon, everyone.
Melissa, yeah. Hey,
Hey,
Melissa,
Bill.
can you enlarge that one shot? Please. Ah, good, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll say that's better.
Yeah.
For the old eyes.
Yeah, I can read that without my glasses on.
Ah,
Hey, Keith, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Got any deer in the backyard yet?
okay.
I was in New York hunting this weekend. I got home last night, and as I was up there, I was watching them on my back porch, my back patio next to my barbecue grill, eating acorns.
And you're driving to New York.
While I'm sitting 4.5 hours away in the cold and rain.
Not so good.
Is Michelle on?
No, Michelle won't be on the call today. She's off.
Okay.
Shares off.
Maybe we should hang a sign up that says, due to the lack of enthusiasm, today's been canceled.
Yeah, really. All right, I got 301. I don't know who else were.
Yeah, we're good, Tom.
All right, I'll call the meeting to order and we'll start with public comment. If we have any there.
Since Michelle is not here, I guess Mr. Brandenburg is here. We still have the same issue as last month with Spiral Lane. Nothing was done. The inspectors came. We discussed and left. And there's no improvement whatsoever. We agreed. They agreed that those plans are in the way. They agreed that no other sidewalk would be permitted like that. They also saw how the residents are blowing leaves onto the sidewalk. But again, I don't know. I have no idea. Nobody informed us, but definitely nothing has changed. The weeds are still 3 feet high. So I don't know. I don't know what are we supposed to expect here. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. Excuse me?
Pat, did Michelle pass anything along to you?
No, I know that the inspectors were going to be going out there from Kraft, but I haven't heard anything back yet on the inspection.
Yeah, they were just about the next day or something like that. I mean, that was a long time ago, just after the meeting last month. And
I'll have to check.
Either.
I'll have to check with Kraft and see what's going on.
Yeah, they said they were going to write a letter because they recognized that you could see that the leaves are blown from under the fence, and not only leaves, but there's mulch, so it's just a pile of mess that is blown from under the fence. So again, I don't think that's I think we're spending a lot of man hours and not achieving anything here. I think we need some resolution and some firm resolution and have this done. We cannot, that path over there should be treated like any other sidewalk. I don't think anybody would be acceptable to blow leaves on a sidewalk and leave them there. I don't think that works. I don't know what regulations we have, but I don't think anybody would accept that. So that's about.
Take a walk around town and see how it looks. This time of year is tough, I know. I said, if you take a walk around town, you'll see there's plenty of leaves on sidewalks, and it's tough this time of year, I know.
One more time, we're not talking about leaves that fall naturally. I understand, everybody has understanding for that. Leaves that fall naturally, and let's say people blow them once a week, that's fine. Right. It's fine. This is not what we're talking. We're talking about people blowing the leaves on the sidewalk and leaving them piled over there. That's a completely different scenario. Okay,
I'll check with the.
This happens. This was happening, and I have pictures from back when this property was owned by Mr. Moll. Piles of leaves onto that path.
All right, Pat, will you check with will you check with Kraft, Pat, and Michelle and see?
Yes, sir. I'll take care. Yes, sir. I'll look into it.
The other thing, and I'll be done quickly, that they recognize there is one slab that has been lifted, and we've discussed this, was lifted to a degree that it's a tripping hazard at this point. And this was done not by a borrowed tree. This is a completely private tree that was left over there right close to the path and now has lifted the path. Again, I think we have to do this ongoing, because we should not get to the point that we have to invest tens of thousands of dollars to fix these things. I think that if we do due diligence in time, take those, cut those greens, don't let trees grow out of, near the path, because evidently if we let them grow for 20 years, then one day is going to be a problem. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Right.
I'll-
All right. Pat, thank you. Okay, the codes report there, we just, since she's not here, we just gonna go through and is there any comment that you know that was left there, Pat or Jim?
No, other than the report kind of speaks for itself. Number 9 does talk about Spiral Lane. And they're working on a situation where they're trying to speak with the property owners to get compliance. And so that's in progress.
Okay. And the only one when I read this stuff, the only one I had a comment on was the swimming pool one.
Which one is that, Tom, number?
Number 26. It says they'll continue to monitor that. I would hope that, I don't know. I mean, I personally, the wall falling down, I know, whatever, but I don't know if we want to get tied up with our money fixing their problem. But, you know, it says that we'll consider doing the repairs for them. I don't know that we'll ever get that money back.
Well, the only thing we can do, Tom, is lien the property. You know, if we do have to end up repairing it, we'll just lien the property until it's sold and get our money back.
Yeah, I know. No, I get that part of it. I'm just like saying, well, they'll get that done and it'll never happen. I mean, the lien will happen, but I bet we'll never see the money. But anyway,
I'll check with Michelle and see what the status is, where we're at with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's been dragging on now for what, a couple of years, maybe?
Yes, I'm not exactly sure about that. I know it's been a while.
Well, maybe we can check that one anyway.
Looks like the inspection of the wall was in June of 2020.
Yeah, and it was even before that, I think we started looking at it, but.
Correct.
Well, the report says an NOV was sent in May of 2019.
Okay. Yeah, even that took a while till we got that going, I think.
I'll pull that one.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any others for that?
No.
Okay. All right, 2011 Lincoln drainage. I think I saw.
Hi, property owner here, Sal.
Oh, yeah, Sal, yeah. Hello, Sal.
Hello. I really appreciate you taking this time. I believe we also have someone from Omega Builders here on the call.
That I don't know. Is there anybody from Omega Builders? Hello.
Gus, you here?
I don't see Gus on the list.
Well, he's on the list of participants. Then
They're logged in.
Yeah. Then I am very sorry. I do not have that report in my hands yet from Gus. My understanding was he was going to be here with us today and have that report for you. So I apologize. I have no update at this time.
Okay, well, that's all right.
Do we want to like push it further into the agenda in case Gus hops on? Or
certainly, if that works out for your team, I'm happy to hang out here. You know, whatever works best for you.
Yeah, you could come later on, I guess. There's no reason why I couldn't, I guess. Yeah, so if he comes on, and I mean, if you want to hang around, if you can't, we
certainly
can certainly deal with it again. There's no question about that. But
absolutely, I appreciate that flexibility.
Okay,
I'll text him right now and see if I can.
All right, see what's going on.
Thank you very much.
Oh, sure. All right, water system there, number 4. Anything?
Nothing.
0. Okay, sewers. Mr. Rehab.
That project with Mr. Rehab will start at the beginning of the new year.
January.
The 2020 work, and we'll also have 2021 work.
Right. Okay, so sometime at the beginning of the year, right?
Yep.
All right, streets, 4th Street.
Council approved change order number 2, which if you recall last month, we didn't have the finalized details, so infrastructure had improved that up to the amount of 15,000. The actual dollar figure just flew past me. Where'd that go?
12,354.
That's the one. So
Okay,
it's $12,354. So council
Right.
took action on that.
86
last week.
cents.
And
Now-
then
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then we have payment application number 1 for work done to date in the amount of $177,511.94. The bulk of this work is sidewalk, handicap ramps. They put the curb in and put the base paving on the multimodal lot, as well as the storm sewers installed on Greenwich, as well as a portion of the storm sewer on the 4th Street extension through the former Equus parking lot. So that's what that payment app number 1 represents.
Okay, so we'll need a motion for both, Chris, or do we got to do them separate?
No, just the payment app. The change order was already approved.
Oh, the change, I'm sorry. Yep, I see that. All right, then the payment app, we'll need a motion, please.
So moved.
And a second.
I'll second.
All right. Moved and seconded for that payment app number 1 for Barris. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. And yeah, I drove past there. They're making progress.
Yep.
That's for sure. So when are they going to have that thing go up the hill and get onto the actual parking lot? Soon?
Possibly. We're trying to get, PennDOT still hasn't issued the PennDOT permit. I sent an email to Michelle and Kathy Bruder. They're going to push Jenny Granger again. I saw an email from PennDOT to our traffic planning design that says they're moving to issue the conditionally approved the permit, hopefully with this plan submission. And there was 4 minor things they wanted changed. If TPD could change them quick enough, then they could just permanently issue the permit. So if we get that permit this week, Barwis intends to put the radius improvements in at 4th and North Wyomissing, and then mill out and replace the base on 4th in its entirety. I believe where you asked about the hillside from 4th up, that is not scheduled till the spring.
Okay.
Where they excavated and put that storm sewer in.
Yeah, because I did see that drain, the sewer grate thing sticking up out of the ground there.
There is a possibility if the weather holds and they get the PennDOT permit quickly, they may try and do through that section as well. But currently on their schedule, that section's scheduled for the spring.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Any questions there? Okay. B, the street improvements.
We had the pre-bid meeting last week, and bids are going to open on the 30th of November, so that we can discuss them at the
Council?
At council in December.
Okay.
That was the one that we had said we were going to bypass going to infrastructure to try and get that bid out and
Yep. So we'll just,
right to council.
right. Any questions? We'll just do them there.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. All right. And then the alley north of Holland Square.
I have not heard from any of those residents yet. No, nothing new.
Okay. Is there a time limit for them or?
No.
Okay. All right, the pedestrian signal safety things there. I guess that's Jim.
Tom, the sign was ordered for Lowers Lane.
Okay, ordered.
Yeah,
All right, how about the other 2 things?
I can't comment on Jim. May.
So I guess Tom, the second one, Greenwood Mall and State Hill Road at the mall entrance. Tom Endy had contacted me that he had gotten I guess, a complaint or from a few residents over there. I believe they reached out to PennDOT, being a PennDOT road. Of course, PennDOT's response to them was for a signal to be installed or a left turn arrow to be added to the signal, the borough, as the owner of the signal, would have to do a traffic study and a warrant analysis to see if the signal was warranted. This is similar, if you remember, a couple years ago, we did a signal warrant analysis at Crossing Drive coming out of Service Merchandise Complex.
Yep.
And the warrants weren't met there. So I don't see the warrants being met for the borough at this time to spend the money on the study. But what may come out of this indirectly or possibly directly, as the mall gets redeveloped and has to update their traffic studies, that would be something that we would request them to look at, that left turn and whether the warrants were met. And if they were, because of increased mall traffic, then we would ask the mall to install that left turn phase. But currently today, I don't believe that we're going to meet the warrants. I spoke with Greg Richardson at Traffic Planning and Design, and he was of the same opinion that we would essentially be wasting the money to do a study and warrant analysis that we already know the warrants aren't there for at this time.
Yeah, this one came up, I thought, some time ago. I don't remember exactly when it was, but this is not a new one, that's for sure.
No, and the thing I told Tom to tell the property owners was that we did talk about this a few years ago. We didn't believe the warrants were met then. We don't believe they're met now. And to let them know that the whole State Hill Road corridor from Penn Avenue to past the Van Reed, the other Van Reed, is on the PennDOT 12-year plan to have all kinds of turn lane signal improvements and other things. So if that would really, between that and the mall, something would do that study. And if it's warranted, then they could be added. But at this point, it doesn't appear they're warranted.
Okay, and is that the comment right below it then? Is that what that's referring to?
Yes, the State Hill Road is on the PennDOT 12-year plan.
Okay. Now, do they need to get a note back? I don't know. Was there a formal written request at all?
I believe it was an email to Tom, and Tom responded by email to them, telling them that he discussed it with me and basically just paraphrased what I said and said it's on the PennDOT 12-year plan, but that we would discuss it with the infrastructure committee, but we didn't anticipate that the borough would move forward with studies at this time.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. All right. Okay, let's see, number 7, Public Works.
Hold on, I have a note from Michelle on both of these. Hold on 1 second. I just closed it by mistake trying to open the agenda. Here we go. Michelle says that please update the committee that we're still waiting for the grant award announcement from the governor's office on that one.
Okay. Well, I mean, and obviously they're tied together, so we should wait. We gotta have to wait and see.
Right, until, that's the one with the RACP funding is 50% of the project.
All right.
That's a large chunk of it.
Okay. All right, and number 8, the storm flood damage there. Hey, are we still waiting, Jim, for the stuff?
Yeah, we're actually almost done with the revision to the draft. We just didn't have it done in time to get out to everyone in advance of the meeting. So that should be going out, a draft in the next couple weeks so that we can discuss it at the December infrastructure meeting.
Okay, and the stuff that came in, Jim, did any of that stuff come in? Jim Babb, that is.
The pipe is in, the inlets are done. I'm just waiting for a delivery date. We won't do any installation till, I don't know, January, February if the weather's decent, spring if it's not.
Okay. And is Mitch aware of that?
I think so. Yeah, I think he
Okay.
was at the he was at the last meeting we had, and I mentioned it then, so I.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know if he needed another update or what there, but. Okay, you didn't hear from him since then?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right.
I guess when we send out that draft, Pat's been sending it to Mitch. We could probably just give him an update when we email that out. Probably
That's
next
fine.
week, Pat.
Take care of it.
Okay, that's good. That's a good idea. All right, all the drainage improvements are on hold. Anything else there with the stuff from Spring Township or anything?
No.
Okay. All right, then the Verizon,
Yeah, that's something Michelle and I have worked on, and we need to reduce our discussion to a written document. I hope till next month we'll have that together. It's going to end up being an amendment to the zoning ordinance because in order for these regulations that we have been working on to be enforceable, they're going to have to be wrapped into the zoning ordinance.
okay. All right. And the signal for the school.
Michelle sent me a note on this one that the agreement was sent to Boja Engineering for execution by the school district, and she has not received it back signed yet.
So do we need to do anything other than do that? And we don't have to take any other action, do we?
No.
Okay, so when that comes in, they can just go forward with that?
I think when that comes in, Pat was authorized to sign it for the borough already.
Okay,
Yeah, I have the Mylars. I have the Mylars here, Jim. Just waiting to sign them when we get the agreement.
okay, good. All right, and then, Pat, do you want to mention about?
Yes. We received correspondence from Chip Bilger from the Western Berks Water Authority. And Mr. Reeser, Dave Reeser, is our Wyomissing representative to the Water Authority. And his appointment is going to expire December 31st, 2020. And I won't speak for Dave, but I'm pretty sure I know his answer that he wants to do this. We'd like to go ahead and reappoint him to the board at Western Berks Water Authority for another 5-year term if the committee would like to recommend that.
Dave, what do you think?
As long as I'm willing and able, I will be glad to do it.
All right, if you're healthy and able, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, well then I guess we'll, I'll take a motion for recommendation to council to approve Dave for that.
So moved.
All right, in a second. A second,
Can I second myself?
I guess.
Well, I just did.
All right, and then all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And do you, and well, that's good. Well, thanks for helping us, Dave. I know you're obviously on top of things there. That's very good. So I guess we'll ask you, and did I see Chris was here too today?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Do you guys, we didn't put you on the list there again, but obviously any more update information from the authority, Chris or Dave?
We're waiting for the DEP operating, okay. So we're ready to roll as long as DEP says okay, as far as I know.
Okay, that's good. Chris, anything?
No, I think things are going well, all things considered.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. It sounds like it's always a juggling act there, but maybe we'll actually get the show going there this time.
Finally, after 8 years.
Oh my God. All right, well, that's good.
Tom, I
Okay.
see Gus Sales Contractor is online now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Hello,
Gus?
everybody. Sorry I'm late. I had to go to a no gas leak call. I got tied up. Sorry about that.
All right, Gus, I think, is Sal still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Sal, you want to start and pass it over to Gus, or what do you want to do?
Sure thing. Just to remind you all, I'm at 2011 Lincoln Court. We do have a swale that runs through the backyard, and that swale does carry some of the water that gets drained off the roadway here by us. It has led to some problems where the swale has built up sediment in the bottom, and we've had some issues with water then getting into the basement. And so I believe there's also, well, there's an issue with the pipe at the end, and some of the land around that has eroded. And we certainly recognize that there are things there we need to take care of, and we want to be part of that. Because it is a larger project and does involve water for the whole neighborhood going through there. We were hoping that we could come up with some sort of agreement where we could sort of share some of the burden. And I know that Gus has some numbers, I believe, for us. So I'll pass it over to him.
All right, Gus,
Yep.
you want to, is there
Yep,
something to present, or you just want to
I,
mention
I,
something?
I do, but I was expecting to be back in my office by now. But like I said, I did come out to I was called for a small gas problem, but I came here, the gas is off. I got 4 tenants that are out of heat, out of hot water. So it ended up being a bigger project than I thought when I was called out for. So I apologize. I'm not back to be able to send you the quote. I have it sitting on my desk, but I will send it as soon as I get back.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you send that, can that, is that something, who needs to review that? Jim and Jim?
Yeah. Gus,
Well, I can talk about it a little bit.
Oh, go ahead.
Yep. So I did have 2 guys out there, and they were within a couple $100 of each other. So maybe the bids are good bids. So what the plan is to start the detention pond goes across the rear of Sal's home at 2011, and it also goes behind the house next door. Between the 2 houses, there is a catch basin out on the street. There's a storm sewer. It does catch water off the street, and then there's a pipe that comes down between the 2 homes and drains into the retention pond behind the 2 houses. There's a lot of silt and a lot of sediment has built up there to the point where the pipe that comes from the street between the homes is probably below grade about 1.5 feet. So what we propose is to dig out about 30 feet past where the pipe comes into the detention pond, 30 feet towards the neighbor's side, and take from there all the way down to the outlet, which it averages anywhere from about 2.5 feet all the way across down to about 18 inches as it gets down to the outlet, and remove some of that sediment and silt that's built up in there to try to create more room for the water. And also there's a 12-inch corrugated pipe that has rusted out. The bottom is rusted out and is failing. The dirt is now washing away from around it and underneath it and the side of it. It does go under the PennDOT fence, which goes into that, is that a creek? Is that a head? I don't exactly know what that is down there, but the other day when we were there, someone from PennDOT did come over because he was investigating a complaint from somebody else across the other side, across the highway. So we had told him that we had needed to change that pipe and take care of the swell. And he said, whatever you guys do, he said, take the fence down, just put it back up again. He said, that's whatever you got to do, just do it. So at that end where the berm, where the outlet drains, we'd have to dig. It's about a 35-foot span over top of the pipe, and it's about 4 to 5 feet in the middle, and then down at the end, it's just kind of, there's a lot of rocks at the end of it. We can't really see it where it drains down into the creek. But it was about 35 by about 180 feet of dirt that had to come out to try to get that to a grade where the water runs. The other day we were there, it happened to be raining, and it was all puddling up on the high side of where the pipe comes down between the 2 homes. So like I said, I do have 2 bids, and off the top of my head, it was somewhere around $13,500 to do everything. So I'm gonna send that over as soon as I get back, so you guys can review it and take a look at exactly what we're looking at doing there.
Yeah, I think, well, Jim and Jim want to take a look at that and certainly check it and see what it, how it matches up with everything. That's all, just so they can see what it is that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gus, it's Jim McCarthy. Just send it to me, and then I'll get it over to Jim Babb and then the rest of the committee after we review it.
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna head back to the office and I'll get it all typed up and I'll get it sent to you as soon as I get back.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay.
Sal, all right, Sal?
Absolutely. I appreciate your consideration in the matter. Thank you very
And
much.
just so I'm clear, did somebody say you're looking to split the cost on this? What is your proposal, or is
I
this?
I don't think we said anything yet.
No, but I think
So
Sal
we
or
asked
Gus did.
Sal for his last month to get a quote and then let us know what they were looking as a potential ask, I guess would be a
Right.
word it.
Sorry, I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
here last month, guys. I was laid up with COVID.
Oh, God.
Oh, great.
Well, that's the only way I'm getting 2 weeks off. So.
Jesus. Well, we don't want it that way for sure.
No.
Oh, you're right.
As long
But
as
we're
you're
all better,
better.
all back, 100%. So we're all good. So.
Well, that's good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so
well, I
I'll get
guess,
that to you today, Jim. Then.
yeah, I
This
guess-
week's fine, Sal. I have other things, or Gus, I have other things to do today, so you don't have to rush it today.
So
All
I
right.
guess, Jim, after you review that, then we can certainly, talk about, bring it up at the next meeting or something. You can give us your feedback on it and everything.
Yep.
Okay, Sal?
Absolutely.
All right, Gus, thanks. I'm glad you're healthy again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your time today.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I guess that's it, unless there's anything else. Jim, any comments about leaves or anything?
No, we're doing the best we can. So far, so good. Next 2 weeks, tell the tale.
Yeah, really. Okay. It looks like a lot came down this weekend.
Tom,
Yes.
I do have a question regarding water billing.
Oh,
During
go
this pandemic, do we do any shut-off fees or any late fees right now?
Jim, any comment on that one?
Not shut anyone off. We've had some commercial businesses ask for relief that we have denied at this point. But residential people, we have not shut anyone off since the start of COVID in the spring.
Okay, thank you, because we have a couple of situations in Mooresville, and we just want to be consistent with the borough. So, okay, thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing else with that, Jim. I mean, are they behind or what?
Yeah, I think a couple of them are playing games, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We'll take
Okay.
care of that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody,
Tom.
anything else?
Hey, Tom, just a question on the one that Gus is going to do. Are there other properties that are in the same situation that we potentially will have other people getting their contractors looking at a similar situation or along that same road, or is this unique in that one particular property?
Well, I think this one, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, Jim and Jim, I think this one's kind of at the end of the line where the problem is, right?
Yes, this is the last of the 3 basins down the hill
Yeah.
I'm
that
just
are,
thinking from
that
a
are in
financial
series.
You
Just
could
from a
have,
financial standpoint, are we looking at a bigger issue than just this one potential? If we share the cost, are there going to be others that are going to come along in a similar situation?
And have.
that is, you don't
That's
think?
a possibility.
Go ahead, Jim.
I think that is a possibility. There's probably 10 houses upstream. I don't know how many responsible for those upstream. The problems aren't as acute with the outfall pipe with those others, but there's potential that those people would want something similar. Not saying it could happen, but there's that potential.
I'm just thinking, should we look at this comprehensively as opposed to one individual situation?
Yeah, we can. Actually, I was thinking about now that Gus got in there and saw that the pipe bottom was missing. Those pipes were all put in the same time. Might not be a bad idea to have our televising contractor just televise those 2 upper pipes and see if they're in the same condition, or maybe Jim and I could go out and look at them and get our heads in there and see good enough with a flashlight.
I just think before we make a decision on this one, we would open ourselves up for a precedent that we may not necessarily want to. We at least should understand it from a financial standpoint.
Sure.
Right. No, I agree. That's a good point.
Well, Jim and I can go out and look at the other two, or Jim can go out and look at them, whoever, and the two other pipes up the hill further and see if we think we have a similar situation.
Jim, is there any way we could get any MS4 credit for this work?
Yes.
It would be minimal. But
It'd be minimal. And this would be Wyomissing Creek,
All right.
so it will be part of the coalition.
Okay.
All right. Well, I agree with Keith. It ought to be, you know, at least check it and see what's going on there. So will you guys take a look at the pipe?
Yep.
All right. Let us know at the next meeting. And I don't think we would take, Keith, I don't think we do take any action until we hear the rest of the report anyway there, Keith.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Anyone else, anything for infrastructure? Man alive, we don't have to spend money. This goes pretty fast, huh?
Yep.
Well, wow.
Well, you spent $177,000.
Well, that's true.
Right.
Compared to sometimes, that's pretty good. All right.
Hey, Keith, that was cheap today.
I'm starting to understand that.
Next month's borrowers bill will be significantly higher.
All right. Okay, if there's nothing else, then I guess we'll end the meeting.
Hey, Jim, why don't you tell Frank just to hold off for a couple months?
Okay. We'll see how that goes over.
Yeah.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.